You know, when a panda's like this, it kind of looks like it's looking up. Like, that direction. Look, see? That's like the pupils aren't even facing upward, but that light somehow makes it seem like it. Hey, what's up guys, it's your probably my favorite YouTuber here, and welcome to my review of this isn't the one. Dogman and Cat Kid, and wow, this book is heavy. This is probably, like, these Dogman books are way bigger than the Cabin Underpants books were. I just want to clear something up. Yes, I know that I don't make Cabin Underpants videos that often, despite the fact that they're clearly the most popular series on my channel so far. But that is only because, like things like Doctor Who, like, I will be reviewing for a very long time, and even once I've reviewed all the episodes, I can still do top 10 videos, like top 10 favorite episodes that had these monsters in it. With Cabin Underpants, though, once I reviewed all the books, I can't think of much else to do. I guess I could do top 10 moments or stuff like that. But with a book series, then it's kind of like dull because there isn't that much to show other than pictures. Plus, really, like, Dogman 5 is going to come out soon, and then I have this book, and then Dogman 4, and then I'll have Dogman 5, and that'll pretty much be all caught up. Although, I just received a comment from this dude. Bill Sickles, I hope that I pronounced that right, on my review of the Cabin Underpants first book collection review, saying, please do Cabin Underpants Book 2 Collector's Edition, to which I replied, like, wow, that's funny because, like, normally people tell me, like, that people don't seem that enthusiastic by it. Plus I got 3 dislikes on it, but whatever. The more popular a video gets, you're bound to get a dislike somewhere. Well, that's pretty nice. So I am probably going to review some of the collector's editions in full colors and stuff. I don't know what I'm really going to do for the full colors. I'll think of something. But anyway, let's start the... So we start off with the cover. Dogman, Cat Kid, Petrie, Dave Pilkey, creator of Cabin Underpants, Indigo exclusive Dogman comic creator inside. You can tell that I hardly read these. Like, I read these books once and then, like, you know, I know what happens. But, like, it's hard to open the cover. You know how when you get a new book and then it's so hard to open the cover? I mean, like, unless if you get a used book off of Amazon. But anyway, man, 2017. Really? Is it 2018? I almost forgot. I thought it was like 2016. Okay, so we start off about Moby Dick and stuff like that. Actually, this book isn't that bad because, like, the print is pretty large. And it's not that long of a book. That long of a book. I don't know. But, I mean, like I haven't read it myself. But anyway, so they were going to read A Tale of Two Cities, and then they decided to adapt it and make A Tale of Two Kitties. This has already been done a few times. You'll see parodies of this here and there once you watch it. The older cartoons and stuff like that, and then there's stupid fish and stuff like that and stuff, so then they just catch up on what happened in the previous books, and the story starts. So for some reason the chief is still upset with the Dogman doing this every time they sees him, despite the fact that, like, hasn't it happened in the past 2 books that he would have learned to let it grow on him? Because in this book, which is a lot easier to open, but you can hear tiny little cracks. You can tell that it used to be, like, this book, hard to open at first, but I don't know, there's something fascinating about it. But by the end of this book, doesn't, like, the chief, like, yeah, the chief does it to Dogman, so, like, why the frick is he upset? Also, how the heck did Dogman do this? I mean, I guess the physics makes sense. That is probably what would happen if you got that chair leg to somehow be like that, but jeez. Like, what? Like, okay, there's no way that stood standing. It's not fused to the ground or anything. I kind of like how Petrie gets out of jail in the stupidest ways possible. Like, kids, don't go to jail. Okay, first off, that's a very good advice. Don't break any laws. Don't go to jail, please. Please make us all proud. But, like, even if you do not try this. Because then, number 1, people are going to think that you're even more of an idiot, and number 2, it definitely won't work. Although then again, I guess maybe you could trick people into thinking that you're stupid, so that they put less security, and then it turns out that you're really smart. I don't know. But anyway, like, I mean, like, I do like how Dave Pilkey, like, at least he gives a reason for Petrie to escape. So the book's like, you follow a plot. One does lead to the other. Like, Petrie gets captured, breaks out. Well, I guess it is kind of like a TV show, but it's not like Batman or Superman or Spider-Man where the characters are just like, you know, someone just goes like, ooh, this villain is loose again for no reason, or just randomly the villain's already loose and then no one ever mentions it. I am glad that Dave Pilkey at least gives a reason for him escaping, no matter how odd it might be. But also, I'm also glad that he doesn't focus too much on how he escapes, because it's not that important to the plot. It's just to make continuity people like me just feel more satisfied. I like this. So Petrie gets a cloning machine to make a clone of himself. Takes a hair. I mean, you supposedly need DNA to make a cloning machine. It doesn't have to be a hair. It could be, I don't know, a toenail or a fingernail or really anything that comes from you, actually. Like, even your spit. Like, you could just spit in this and then out comes a clone. But, like, I like this too, though, because I do believe... Okay, first off, okay, hang on. I might have already said this plenty of times, but I want to make it very clear. I believe that anything is possible. If you go back 1,000 years and tell people that we'll have a light bulb, they'll think that you're crazy. Never mind something like a telephone or a car or the internet. Like, a car just doesn't make sense. Like, you should think that for every good thing that happens, there should also be a bad thing, so that, you know, so that you feel satisfied about the good thing because you feel like you deserved it. But, like, it just doesn't make any sense. For you to get such a great distance and minimal effort, all they have to do is push your foot down like this. And yet it still exists. And something like the internet, like with the light bulb, people probably were thinking like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we could have light other than the sun and a few bugs? Or people are, oh, wouldn't it be great if we could have something so that we could communicate with people on the other side of the planet as if they're right next to us? Or like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we could go such great distances with minimal amount of effort, or horses? But I don't think anyone ever thought like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had something like the internet? Because the internet's just such a complex thing. And so are, like, anything mechanical is just so amazing. Like, why would anyone think that anything is impossible? So I do think that cloning is possible, and I also think that it's possible to clone something from one hair. Like I was once talking to this guy who was not that open-minded. He was like, no, you can't clone something. Like, you can't clone a dinosaur because fossils don't hold the complete DNA. But I think that if you could take any piece of DNA, that it'd be able to scan the rest of it. Like, it'd be able to tell what the rest of the DNA would have to be in order for this DNA to exist. Or you could probably clone something without any DNA at all. Anything's possible. But so, it comes out as a baby, and it says, wait 18 years for it to reach to adulthood. So he's basically a parent now. It's like, the dark side of being a parent is having something to look after. Also, Dogman kills Flippy despite the fact that he was an evil fish, and he's like, go look there, go look there. Go sit over there and look sad. Scientists make him into a robot or something, and then he's like, I don't know, and then they talk about how bad it would be if he came back to life. And then a sort of chain of events happen, and then he falls into the living spray factory, of course. And while Petrie tries to look after his kid, this stupid person. This person's always stupid. Whenever she appears, she always says stuff that's stupid. Petrie gets rid of him, and then he starts to feel empathy, and then goes out to look for him. Dogman was hiding behind a plant so that he wouldn't get in trouble for what happened to the fish, and he's just lying there now, completely visible. And then Dogman finds the baby, and then starts to adopt him for some reason. Like, adoption isn't just you pick up someone and then there it is, but I guess if it's a lost animal, then, you know, I guess animals are different. They takes him into his tiny little... Wait, what? Bigger on the how did you... Isn't that phrase, like, copyrighted for Doctor Who? Because Doctor Who is a show about an alien who travels around in a time machine that's bigger on the inside. But, like, you didn't get called for copyright for this, Dave Pilkey? So, when I release my book, like, I have a book series in the works. I've said this quite a few times, but, like, the first book is basically a similar events to book 12. Not exactly, but, like, it's similar in a way, but then all the other books are original. So when I release that book, you better not be calling copyright on me, because Doctor Who didn't call copyright on you for saying that. So Petrie gets the baby back thanks to his new invention, big robot thing. I don't get the why is it bigger on the inside. Is it just to introduce kids to the concept? Like, how is it bigger on the inside? Like with the Doctor Who, like, it's just never explained, and I guess here it's also never explained. How? It turns out the fish isn't alive yet, planning something this whole time, but, like, apparently falling to the living spray factory wasn't enough. Now he's in the living spray gas, and now he's gonna become to life and stuff. So the fish comes back to life, and now he's super intelligent and super strong, but, so the thing gets spread throughout the entire factory, and then the factory comes to life, so then why didn't the gas tank come to life? And why isn't, like, the thing, and then a whole bunch of other buildings come to life, and it's just like, then they start literally going, they literally do, what was the book? Where the wild things are, that was it. Gooba, 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 one of us, gooba, 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 one of us. It is cool to see the lady from the last book and the poodle to show up again, but thank God romance doesn't continue in this, because, like, definitely the kids reading this don't want to hear about romance, never mind, like, people, like, freaking, like, stupid romance. I'm glad that it's more of a friendship here. I mean, the romance really only lasts, like, these 2 pages are really the only pages where the romance really starts, and other than this line, it's mainly just kind of this page, minus this picture, so thankfully it's not that much. I like the name of this machine, too, ADHD. ADHD, it's fun to say, it's easy on the tongue. I'm not going to show you all of it or tell you what happens, but there are amazing fight scenes in this book that last a lot more than just these 2 pages. I do recommend getting the book to check it out, although this picture is quite gross. Flip-O-Rama just seemed to be a mix of previous Captain Underpants ones. Although I do want to show this scene because it's just so well done, because it makes you remember, like, villains aren't just bad, like, except for certain pieces of fiction, but, like, for a really good story, villains aren't just bad for the sake of being bad. They have a reason, and sometimes just questioning them. And also the classic, you know, like, as all babies admitted, at some point you started asking questions over and over again until it drove people insane. And he's just like, hey, what are you doing? I'm very busy destroying this RoboCat. Why? Because he's a jerk. Why? Because he busted up my beast buildings. Why? Because they were going to destroy the city. Why? Because I told them to. Why? Because I was mad. Why? Because no one likes me, blah, 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 blah. It is kind of cheesy, but at least it is a reason for why he's bad. Although I thought the fish was being, like, kind of like a jerk, Friday the 13th, and dark as 1,000 midnights, and stole all the castles and stuff like that. The baby writes him a book, and now he's all happy, but he's still going to jail. I gotta admit, though, this page looks pretty cool. I mean, Dave Filkey, obviously, or George and Harold, whoever wrote this, putting a lot of thought into this. I mean, like, he puts a lot of thought into all the pages, don't get me wrong, but this just looks awesome is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to give you a compliment, dang it. Everyone's happy, even the fish, who's in jail, but it's more like a preschool. And this time, Petrie doesn't go to jail. He gets away. That's interesting. And that's the end, and I find this funny. Ain't you glad this story didn't have no one happy endings? I sure ain't, because, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, when you say stuff like, I don't do nothing for nobody. Then doesn't that mean that you do something for somebody? Because apparently it means that you do nothing for... No, what am I saying? Dang it. What does that mean? Anyway, but of course, then we have an advertisement for Dogman 4. I'm always glad to see the next time trailers, and then blah blah blah, how to draw random characters and stuff. And then there's a little thing at the end that tells you how reading makes you smarter, and read to your animals and stuff like that. I mean, I know the kids are reading less and less now thanks to TV. I almost said TV. And, I guess TV works too, and computers and stuff like that. But we still read. These pictures, that's pretty cool. And then, yeah. And then, oh, what is this? Oh, yeah, the thing at the beginning. The Indigo exclusive Dogman comic character inside. So what, you can, like, draw your own comic, I guess? Yeah. Pretty neat. And then that's the end. That was Dogman and Cat Kid. I read this in one sitting. It doesn't really feel that long. I mean, Canon Pants book 12 I read little by little because I knew that might be the last book in the series. And even if it wasn't, I still had to wait a year, so I wanted to like savor it. Savor the moments and collect them all up throughout the year. But I ended up reading through it in like 3 days. But this I just read through in one sitting. But yeah, would I recommend it? Yeah. I mean, all these books are really well done. Plus, if you miss one, then you might miss important plot points for next ones, so, you know. Alright, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like it. I know that you enjoyed. And if you didn't like, please leave dislikes, and I know that you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below if you liked it, why, because it feels awesome to get some motivation and encouragement. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment down below saying why you didn't like it, so that I can improve for next time. As otherwise, I won't be able to improve and just going to treat a dislike as if it were a like. And subscribe so that you know when my next video comes out. Thanks again so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. With Dogman and Cat Kid was this book. No wonder future me was putting up so many captions correcting me. Alright, bye-bye.